Now, let's talk about trans data capture, also known as data trans capture. Please note the content in this presentation is provided for informational purpose only. My name is Cheng Jiang. I'm a software engineer and work in the Rocket Dalian office. I'm very excited to have this chance to show you the YouTube audio logging. I hope to get your feedback and answer your questions through this demonstration. Why do we need trans data capture? Several regulations, such as HIPAA, have a specific requirement for identifying changes made to sensitive information. For example, if a medical center modifies a patient's health record, they hope to capture both the before and after change data for auditing purposes. Okay, let's look at how it works. When a user modifies data files through database write-delete events, the CDC can capture both the before change and after change data, and the data will be stored in old date and new data fields of a log record. The format of the values stored in old date and new data fields is different among the three types of operations. For the add operation, the old data field will be empty, and the new data field will contain the entry new record value. For the update operation, very detailed information will be captured. For example, it records the position of the changed field, the old and the new value for that field, as well as the encode mark, which is used for delimited data. Later, I will explain why we need the encode mark. For the delete operation, the old date field will contain the entry deleted record, while the new data field will be left empty. Why do we encode some fields in the log records? We encode some fields like old data and new data because they can contain special marks, such as the value mark, field mark, or special characters, such as new line. These marks or characters could disrupt the log record structure and cause problems if they are left as is. So, to address the problem, U2 Audit applies an encoding process on the logged data. Currently, we have two encoding methods, percent encoding and in-place encoding. What I'm showing now is the default percent encoding. For example, a field mark is encoded as %FE. FE is the hexadecimal representation of the character's ASCII value. Here are some examples for the add and update operation. Details will be covered in the upcoming demo. Under some circumstances, our MV users must set up automatic data encryption on files, because some files may contain sensitive information, such as credit card numbers. When the data change policy is turned on for ADE files, U2 audio logging also logs change data in an encrypted format. ADE never reveals the sensitive data in clear text. This is often a mandated compliance requirement for sensitive data. However, in some situations, such as a compliance audit, our MV users may need to examine the content of the encrypted change data. In the past, there was no way for users to do so, because U2 audio logging didn't support decryption. However, since Universe 12.1, we added an option Decrypt PC into the Audman utility, which can be used to do the decryption. For security and privacy reasons, only root admin users must have the ADE master key in order to do the decryption. Moreover, if a password is set to the master key, then the root admin users must provide the correct password as well. I will demonstrate how to use the Decrypt PC feature in the demo. Next, let's look at a new deletion feature, which will be added into upcoming releases for Unidate 8.2.3 and Universe 12.1.2. In some cases, our MV users may care about specific fields more than others, so this new deletion feature gives users the flexibility to define on a field level exactly what they want to capture. Choosing only to capture changes made to specific fields and fields that you care about can greatly reduce the volume of the logged data. It can also make it easier to find what you are looking for later on. The new syntax for deletions looks like this. This is a file, and the new syntax needs to be added after the event file. It has three parts. The first one is field list. You need to specify which fields you want to monitor. For A, U, D, before each field specified, you also need to determine what type of operations you want to monitor. Those operations can either be add, update, or delete. UC specifies a condition list used to control the logging behavior for update. Okay, for a better understanding of these concepts, let's look at some examples. In example 1, for the add operation, we specify not to log a new record. But for update, we specify to only log fields 1, 2, and 3 when any fields are changed. Also, we log the entire old record for delete. In example 2, by not specifying A or D, the default behavior is to log all fields for add and delete. But for update, the old date field will only log fields 1, 3, and 5 if any of those fields are changed. The new date field will only log the changed data. In example 3, the new date change feature is not used, so all the fields will be monitored. In example 4, for update, we have indicated all. And for update condition, we have specified 1, 3, 5. This indicates that if field 1, 3, or 5 are changed, the old date field will log the entire record, while the new date only captures the most recent changes to the data. Next, let's see the demo for change date capture. First, we need to configure the audit config file to turn on the data change policy. Use Altman config. Here, you can see I turn on the account policy and the data basic write delete for tracking basic write and delete action. About file policy, I only want to track the audit change file in the universe account. Next is the key to the demonstration of data change policy. After turning on it, we will record the before and after change for all the change file. Save it and quit. Use Altman config display to ensure that the configuration has taken effect. Find the event data basic write. We can see the file and the data change policy are turned on. Okay, check the audit log type currently in use. Use Altman log status. We can see dynamic hash file is used. We'd better clear the audit log date. Use Altman clear log. After everything is ready, we start to modify the audit change file. First, add the new record. The record ID is test1. Insert 4 fields data, like 111, 222, 333, and 444. Let's query the audio log file. We can see write add action on the focus on the fields of old data and new data. For add operation, the old data field is empty. New data field is a whole new record 111, 222, 333, 444. It's delimited by field mark, and here you can see the effect of encoding. By default, the percent encoding method will be used. Next, I will update this record. Open the record test1. You can see the original data. Change first field 111 to AAA, and the third field 333 to CCC. Save it and come back. Let's query the audio log file. Check the second record, and we can see write update action, and also focus on the fields of old data and new data. For old data, we record the location 1 value 111 and the location 3 value 333. For new data, to change data location 1 value AAA and the location 3 value CCC. We capture both before and after change. You can see the format is different from the whole new record. For update operation, we record the change location and the data. They are delimited by encoded value mark. The last operation, I want to show you data change used on ADE file. First, let's introduce my basic program. Open my program, Alt DC Ink Test. You can see the comments about test steps. Step 1 is setting up ADE. Step 2 is about configuration. Step 3 is executing add, update, and delete operation for data file ink field. The last step is cleanup operation. Let's look at the detailed operation of the first step. About some ADE operations, such as creating encryption keys and encrypting some fields in the data file. For example, I want to encrypt field 1 and field 3 for ink field file. Look at the test stage 2. For ink field file, we'll add a new record. And update 3 times for the encrypted fields. Last one deletes this record. Totally, we have 5 operations for data change, so we will also check them in the audio log. Because we operate the data is on the encrypted fields, so we must ensure that the checked data changes are also encrypted in the audio log. Okay, let's start it to run the basic program. Alt DC Ink Test 1. For setup, you can see the information about the settings, such as creating encryption keys and files, and encrypting the file. Setup already done. Let's configure the audit file. Check the Encoding file. Save it and quit. Then continue to run the same program. Alt-DC Enctest2 for changing data in Encoding file. After running, let's query the audio log file. Find the record with file name is Encoding. We can see this record is about add operation. For new data field, the whole new record is encrypted. Next one is about update operation. For update and new date field, both before and after change data are all encrypted. The last one for delete operation. Old data is also encrypted. It's also true that a total of 5 audit logs were recorded for Encoding file. How can we examine the content of the changed data by clear test? Now, we have no way to decrypt the data directly for hash log file. But for sequential log file, we can use Oddman utility to decrypt the data. I will show you how to use it. First, I need to change the log type to sequential file. Oddman log type SEQ. Run the same program Alt-DC Enctest2 again. And then use Oddman buffer control buffer status to get the sequential file name. Open it. And starting with the second record, 4 records of basic write and 1 delete. We find the old data and the new data fields. We can see that the changed data are all encrypted. Okay, let's decrypt them by using Oddman utility. Run the Oddman Decrypt DC. I just want to output the decrypted records, so use the option D-out only. And I must specify my master key. I stored it in the file named mygenkey. We need to input the path of sequential file and specify the output file name mytest. Run it. We can see some output messages like decrypt completed and output file records. Okay, open the output file mytest. We can see the decrypted data. And for old data and new data field are all clear text. In this way, you can get the sensitive data before and after change. That's it for change data capture.